எல்லாருக்கும் மாலை வணக்கம். அதாவது 5 மணின்னு சொன்னா ஒரு 5 minutes 5:12 ஆகுது. ஐ திங்க் ஸ்லோலி பீப்புள் ஆர் ஜாயினிங். திருப்பி மாலை வணக்கம். ஒரு சின்ன எப்போ நம்ம ஆரம்பிக்கிறது போல ஒரு சின்ன கடவுள் வாழ்த்தோட ஆரம்பிப்போம். காடு வெட்டி போட்டு கடியெல்லாம் திருத்தி வீடு கட்டி கொண்டிருக்கும் வேல்வணிகர் வீடுகட்கு அன்றைக்கு வந்த எங்கள் அம்மா மகாலட்சுமியே என்றைக்கும் நீங்காதிரு. அதாவது நம்ம இந்திய திருநாட்டின் ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய 2 ஆளுமைகள் நம்ம முன்னாடி இன்னைக்கு ஸ்கிரீன்ல இருக்காங்க. இவங்க வந்து ரொம்ப முக்கியமானவங்க. நிறைய சொல்லலாம். அண்ணன் சொல்லுவாங்க. நான் சின்ன ஷார்ட் இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷனோட அண்ணன்ட்ட கொடுக்குறேன். அதாவது நம்மளோட IBCN 2017க்கு வந்து நம்ம நடத்துறதுக்கு ஒரு முக்கியமான ஆதரவாளர்கள் இவங்க 2 பேரும். அவங்க சார்ந்த நிறுவனம் பிளஸ் நிறைய, அதாவது ஆளுமை மட்டும் கிடையாது, நிறைய பிலாந்திரபிக்கலா நிறைய அவங்க பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அதாவது நான் சார்ந்த ஊர் சோழபுரத்தை சேர்ந்து வந்தவங்க கீதா. எங்க ஊர்ல நடக்கிற நிறைய நல்ல காரியங்களுக்கும் அவங்களோட பங்கு வந்து ரொம்ப அதிகம் எப்பவுமே. சோ ஆளுமையும் சரி, குடைகளும் சரி, எல்லாத்துலயும் மிகச்சிறந்த இருவர்கள் நம்மளோட இருக்காங்க. டு ஷேர் அவர் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ். நம்ம எப்பவும் கன்சிடர் பண்ற மாதிரி சில ஹவுஸ் கீப்பிங்ஸ், அவங்க பேசுறவங்க மட்டும் லெட் தம் கீப் த கேமரா ஆன், மற்ற எல்லாரும் கேமரா ஆஃப்ல வச்சிருப்போம். அதே மாதிரி நம்மளோட ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸையும் மியூட்ல வச்சிருப்போம். கொஸ்டின்ஸ் ரைஸ் பண்ணையில ஸ்பீக்கரை தொடர்ந்துட்டு we will ask a question. I think over to Chokkalingam Annan. You can take on from here. Thank you. ரெண்டு பேருக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி for giving us
pleasure. Thank you, Ramesh.
Good evening to all. Thanks for joining this session. We are with two most amazing, inspiring people. I always wondered when I used to hear Geeta's voice in local channels. I used to hear this because whenever I travel in my car, I hear her voice. I always amazed. How come she is, able to do that? I always wanted to reach that level of that clarity, that kind of a delivery to the customers. But I'm still to be there. That's why I thought I should invite them and keep listening to them more and more, and also share the benefit with all the people who are here. VNCT is a well-known name. They definitely don't need any introduction from me. All of us know, especially Nagaratas, and then the whole construction world and Cine world knows about VNCT. It doesn't require any more introduction from me. It's a challenging time, but it's throwing a lot of opportunities. It definitely calls for a huge change in the mindset and also the skill set. So world will come back to normal very quick, but our individual situation, individual businesses has to find a way on its own. Let's be aware of it, because world has its own mechanism inside. It's like our body. When we get affected, the body internal mechanisms bring back the health. But individually, when you are suffering, or individually when your business is affected, you need support from others, you need advices from others, you need to share the experiences of the others to come back to normalcy, and then climb from there and use the opportunities available. So definitely we need to be with the people like this who have gone through that particular experiences in their life, or who have seen that life in businesses for a long time. We need to be with them, at least for us as to understand how we need to react to the situations. How can we make the situation as an opportunity situation for us to change ourselves to the new field? These are all required now. So it requires a lot of efforts. It requires a lot of planning. It also requires a perspective change. Then only we can drum back. This is my feeling. So Kita and Nagu are definitely the best person at this point of time to join with us to talk about how to come out of the situations. That's one part of it. Second part is definitely, they know the customers well, they know the field well, they know what's the psychology of this particular area. So they are the best people to be with us here to share their experiences with us. It will definitely give us a lot of input about, bringing back that confidence well within us. Thank you for being with us. It's really a nice opportunity for me to be a part of this particular session. I welcome you to the sessions and share the experiences. As Ramesh will take over from here and then run through the whole sessions. As he said that we will follow certain rules of the session so that everybody can listen to us more carefully, and we all will get benefited out of the session. Thanks for all of us for joining. Thank you, Nagu sir. Thank you, Geeta. Please join and take on the session from here.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you so much for a lovely introduction. Thank you.
Over to both of you. உங்களுக்கு எதுவும் presentation access கொடுக்கணும்னா சொல்லிருங்க, நான் கொடுத்துறேன். யாருக்கு கொடுக்கணும்னு சொல்லுங்க, கொடுக்குறேன்.
Okay, so I'll take it over, and at the time where I want the presentation to happen, நான் சொல்லிடுறேன். You can
okay.
Play that.
It's fine. Go ahead. It is yours.
All right, lovely. So first of all, நகரத்தார் நண்பர்களுக்கு வணக்கம். And let me first thank Sokalingam Annan for putting up this show together along with all friends from NBIG. This is a very good situation related topic, and to pull off an event like this, to bring about all of you people, to bring about the seriousness of it, and then to bring about this kind of a topic and to invite us. Thank you, Chokalingam Annan. That's like really fantastic. And I've got to say that Chokalingam Annan is the face of the UAE Nagaratars, or should I say, he's a smiling face of the UAE Nagaratars. And would like to appreciate the good work of my good friend and relative Solapuram Ramesh, who I think is like Ramesh, aka Mr. Perfect. He runs it in a very perfect, fine manner. IBSN in Dubai was carried out in 2017, and kudos to all of you people. I firmly believe that there is a lot of value that's been derived out of the 2017 event, and it was done so professionally, so well, in a fantastic manner, that it remains fresh and green in everybody's minds. All that is because of the united might of NBIG and all of you people from all parts of UAE. Congratulations. History will always say that you'll put up a phenomenal show, and you can always keep patting your shoulders for the tremendous work that you'll put in. And I would like to once again thank Chokalingam Annan as well as Ramesh for the generous compliments that they've poured on Geeta and me. That's because of the love that they have for us, and the image what my illustrious father, Mr. VNCT Chettiar, has created, and obviously for the kind of work that all Nagaratars have been doing. So what we've received just now is because of a culmination of all of this put together, and I wish to thank them profusely for being so generous. While I move to the next step, the topic, as we all are aware today, is real estate opportunities and infrastructure development in India today. The topic, as I said, is a very apt and a perfect topic. So let me start by saying, எப்படி கண்டேன் சீதையை அப்படின்னு அனுமார் சொன்னாரோ அதே மாதிரி real estate in India has always been, is, and will be the best form of asset and the best form of wealth creation. Having said that, let's now enter into the program, and I wish to request either Chokalingam Annan or Ramesh to play the group video that I've just sent. It's just a 3-minute video. Once we watch that, I will then take on further. And can we have that group video, please?
Now you can play.
Okay.
நான் இந்த ஸ்கிரீனை கொஞ்சம் பெருசு பண்ணி விட்டுருங்கண்ணே. So it will come in full screen. கீழண்ணே.
Right. Oh, we can switch it off. I think we're done. Yeah. So, welcome back, and friends, thank you very much for watching the 3-minute video of the VNCT group, the St. Angelo's VNCT Ventures group. And I understand that we have Nagartar friends from all over the Gulf. We have participants coming in from Singapore, from India, and other parts of the world like US and things like that. So my warm welcome to everybody. And now let's move into the subject. So is the video still on? Are we good to go? Okay, fantastic. So what I want to say very clearly is there is no Gyan. I'm not here to come and tell you what all I know. I'm here to tell you exactly what has been taught to us and what we have been following. So that's what somebody will want to know. என்ன நீங்க பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறீங்க, என்ன தெரியும்ன்றத சொல்றதுக்கு எவ்வளவோ மேடைகள் இருக்கு, அதை போய் அங்க நம்ம பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கலாம். But here what is very important is to come and very clearly explain what we've been doing, the way we've been going about our investments, and the way we've been looking into properties, and the way we've been doing it consistently year on year, purely based on the input and advice from my father, Mr. V.N. Chidambaram Chettiar, and my father-in-law, whom I consider as my mentor, Solapuram, Mr. Subaya Chettiar. Now, we have been taught this, and that's what we've been doing year on year. Friends, please keep the one line what I just said, year on year. And I will come to why I mean to say year on year. Now, you need to definitely ask the right question to the right people, and then you land with the right decisions. That's the way to first start off what you need to be doing in as far as investment in properties are concerned. So let's break this to two parts. As I say, you'll need to ask the right question. So let's keep that as the first part of the bit that I will be talking. So if we're going to be talking about ask the right question, you need to say, when I'm making an investment in a property, in a house property, then the question to not ask will be, am I going to live in that house? When will I move back to India if you're living abroad? நான் இருக்கிறது இந்த ஊர் அந்த ஊர்ல போய் நான் வாங்குறேனே, is that fine? No, so these are questions which you don't ask. What are the questions you need to ask? Is my investment going to be safe? Will my money grow there? Am I going with the right developer? What are the returns I will be getting out of the property? These are the questions to ask. So once you ask these questions, you're going to be directed to the right type of answers, which is going to take you to the right type of an investment that you will need to be making. Similarly, the second part of it, you need to be asking the right question to the right people. உங்களுக்கு பக்கத்து வீட்டுல ஒருத்தர் இருக்கிறாரு, உங்களுக்கு அந்த பக்கத்து வீட்டுக்காரரை தெரியும்ன்றதுக்காக அவர்கிட்ட போய் நீங்க இந்த கேள்வியில கேட்க முடியாது. You need to ask this to the right people who have the investment knowledge, who have kept repeatedly investing, or who's been a developer, who is developing a lot of projects and who's positive about the whole scenario, who understands practicality and who's not a novice in this development, this business, this investment industry. Why go that far? Should you want to ask a question, please feel free to ask us the question at any point in time. I'm not talking about just the show. I'm talking about any time you want to ask the question on any investment, anywhere. Please feel free to ask the question. Whatever it is, we're just going to be very happy to give you the answer. Because very important, you ask the right person so that that person gives you the right answer so that you take the right investment decision. It's very, very important to follow this first step, friends. As the second step, I would say we need to keep making investment as a clear, repeated, regular principle. Nothing like property development, nothing like investing in properties. Let's be very clear about it. Now, having said that, you need to be making your investments consistently. I call it year on year. Why do I call it year on year? Because every year we don't get reminded to celebrate a new year. Every year we're not reminded by anybody to celebrate our birthdays. We are not reminded by anybody to celebrate our wedding anniversaries. There are so many such things that we're not reminded on, but we need reminders for investments. And therefore, if we can say every year, then that also goes without reminders, because every year you're motivated to look in this direction. And every year, it's a relative factor. You can call it consistency. You can call it repeatability. You can call it as, I will want to make it a habit. That's perfectly fine. But just make sure that you make investment as a habit, because it will have a real good growth potential only when you repeatedly keep doing it. And I see this habit in a lot of people who are based out of the Gulf. I really see this in them repeatedly. I don't know if they're doing it consciously or if they're doing it because of some peer pressure, but whatever it is, it's going to work to their fantastic advantage. And other avasiyam over thorough repeated up panikite irukonu. The third important aspect, what we are doing is what I'm trying to share with you. So I'm going by point 1, 2, 3, 4. So the third important aspect, தயவு செய்து உங்களுடைய funds entire use பண்ணாதீங்க for any investment that you want to make in properties. If you want to pick up a property, let's say, or example, 50 lakhs is the value of the property in vachukkom. Please bring in only 20% and leverage the bank. 80% bank is going to fund. 20% is what you will have to bring in. If you bring in more than that, which is the old principle of investing, that's not going to be proper in terms of investment and return of investment. As we go forward, I'll be able to explain that with clear-cut examples. நீங்க இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ற இந்த 20% is going to be vital. If it's a 50 lakh investment that you need to make, if you're going to buy, then what you're going to bring out of yourself is going to be 20%. அதாவது 10 லட்சம். அந்த 10 லட்சமும் you don't have to start with saying என் கையில இன்னைக்கு 10 லட்சம் ரூபாய் இருக்கா, 5 லட்சம் ரூபாய் இருக்கா, 10 லட்சம் ரூபாய் இருந்தா தான் நான் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்னு ஆரம்பிக்க வேண்டிய அவசியம் கிடையாது. உங்க கையில 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் இருந்து மீதி உள்ள 10 - 1 9 லட்சம் ரூபாய உங்களால 3 to 4 மாசத்துல கொண்டாட முடியும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னால் you need to aspire for a property worth 50 lakhs. இது rule of thumb. இது clear-ஆ நீங்க you can make note of what I'm saying and start practicing it. கண்டிப்பா 20% funding நம்மளால கொண்டாட முடியும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டா balance 80% comes from the bank. Then that takes you to the next step. The next step is 80% bankல இருந்து வந்து, அதாவது 40 லட்சம் ரூபாய் பேங்க்ல இருந்து வந்து, அந்த 40 லட்சம் ரூபாய்க்கு நீங்க when you take a 20-year EMI, you will be in today's situation, which is one of the lowest rate of interest which is happening in the property development, in the home buying sector in India. It's as low as 7.1, 7.2, 7.25%. அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா it will work to 800 rupees per lakh per month as your EMI. அப்படின்னா 40 லட்சம் ரூபாய்க்கு you're going to go about paying 32,000 rupees per month. And if the capability for you people is there to pay 32,000 rupees, and if you can bring in this 10 lakhs over a period of 3 to 4 months, 5 months, then you land yourself on a 50 lakh worth of an asset. And definitely every property has a rental value and a rental realization. Even if we have to say, and the 50 லட்சம் ரூபாய் value உள்ள ஒரு வில்லாவுக்கு, if you're going to get a rent even as small as 10,000 rupees, உங்களுடைய equated EMI after deducting this 10,000 becomes only 22,000 rupees per month. இந்த 22,000 rupees நீங்க போட்டுக்கிட்டே வந்தீங்கன்னா, which I call as small investment plan, தெளிவா உங்களுடைய asset அங்க உருவாகி இருக்குது. And real estate is a hard asset, unshakable. It's there to stay. And we're not new to it. It is an age-old formula. But then in our daily day life, we have either forgotten it or we have taken our focus out of it, or we're saying we will wait and do it. These are the problems. So once you push it out and you start saying, you break it to brass tacks, இவ்வளவு சிம்பிளா கொண்டாந்துட்டோம்னா வெறும் 22,000 ரூபாய் with rental deduction, without rental deduction 32,000 rupees you're able to afford, and you're able to bring in that initial amount, you have gotten yourself into a 50 lakh worth of an asset. And that's what you need to do. That's the right choice to make. Pick up properties, and you need to pick up properties in developing areas, not in fully developed areas. One of the questions in the chat before I started the event was, the rate of return is going to be like 3% or something like that. Is it going to improve? ரொம்ப தெளிவா நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும், நம்ம எதுக்காக இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்றோம். ரேட் ஆஃப் ரிட்டர்ன், அதாவது என்னுடைய ரெண்டல் ரெவென்யூஸ் ஜாஸ்தி வரணும் அப்படின்னு நீங்க நினைச்சீங்கன்னா உங்களுடைய அப்ரிசியேஷன் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி காம்ப்ரமைஸ் டு தட் எக்ஸ்டென்ட். என்னோட ரெண்டல் ரெவென்யூ குறைவாக இருந்தாலும் தவறில்லை, எனக்கு வந்து அப்ரிசியேஷன் தான் முக்கியம் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சீங்கன்னா then you have gotten into the right bracket. And let me tell you, don't look for a high rental yield, because high rental yield is always a risky rental yield. It's a risky option. It's like saying high interest rate. நீங்க வட்டி கொடுக்குறீங்க, உங்களுக்கு அதிக வருமானம் வரணும்ன்றதுனால இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேட்டை ஏத்திட்டு போறோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா you're running into the risky barrier. அதே மாதிரி தான் when you go in for a high rental return expectation, it's only expectation, and it's a wrong expectation. If somebody's got it, that 1%, 2%, there is only one Rajnikant, there is only one Shah Rukh Khan, there is only one Amitabh Bachchan. So let's not take them as examples. So we need to look at it as not as a shot in a casino. We need to look at it as a business perspective. For a business perspective, don't go in for higher returns. Purposely, clearly, please look for proper returns. I'm not saying less returns, proper returns. And those returns will keep appreciating, because in India, clearly, there is a clause which says once in 2 years, once in 3 years, there is a revision of rent. And that revision of rent, when it is starting at a lower level, will keep appreciating, will keep adding. And that is in tune with the inflation that happens. And therefore, உங்களுடைய EMI மாற போறது கிடையாது, இது ஏறிக்கிட்டே வரப்போகுது. Net off பாத்தீங்கன்னா your appreciation happens in both the revenues in terms of rent and definitely in terms of appreciation. So what is the take abdinradha your most important pick on the property? Appreciation is something that you'll want to definitely keep in mind, because most of the investments, or rather every investment that happens in property development, happens only because of the appreciation benefit that you will be looking at over a period of time. And property investment, it is not for a gamble. It's not for like a flip it. That's not the scene. Because if ever it existed, it was there. It was there. If ever it existed, it was not a matured market. If you can flip it. And if you ever flipped it and made your money, it was a temporary phase. And if you still rode more on it, it was because you were lucky. That was not a business model. Because the more you start flipping it, it only says it's a gamble. And it's not a hard asset. If it's a hard asset, then you have achieved the right price point. Right price point achieve பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, then it obeys the natural course of appreciation. And therefore, you look at it over a period of 10, 15, 20 years. Let's take certain examples. I will try and bring you into 3 styles of case studies. One case study is done where an investment made in the heart of the city. And this is real time. Okay, real time investment made in the heart of the city in Chennai. And Chennai, let's take a place like premium place like Arepuram. Okay, Raja Annamalapuram. Raja Annamalapuram, in the year 2000, if an investment was made on a 2-ground property, you probably would have put 1.25 crores in the year 2000 at that point in time for picking up these 2 grounds. The value over 20 years today for 2 grounds in Raja Annamalapuram, ஒரு கிரவுண்ட் அப்படின்றது 2400 சதுரடி. ஒரு சில நண்பர்கள் சென்டர்ல பேசிட்டு இருக்கும்போது கிரவுண்ட் அப்படின்றது ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி கொடுக்கறதுக்காக சொல்றேன். ஒரு கிரவுண்ட் அப்படின்றது 2400 சதுரடி. Now 2 ground, if you look at it today, 20 வருஷம் கழிச்சு, it's valued at 15 crores. So let's keep this. You invested 1.25 crores, and over a period of 20 years, your 1.25 crores has become 15 crores. If you look at the growth, it's a 60% annualized growth year on year. Let's take, this is heart of the city. Let's take another situation. Let's call this a situation B. You've gone and put in the year 2000 on a 1-acre property in ECR, then you would have invested 50 lakhs for picking up that 1-acre property on ECR. Today in ECR, let's say in a place like Akkarai, where in 2000 you would have put 50 lakhs, today the value is on that 1 acre 36 crores. If you look at the difference, 50 lakhs to 36 crores, same period of 20 years, your growth annualized is 360%. It's the appreciation. Let's go back to another situation. Let's call it as sample C. We picked up 50 years ago in Vadapalani, an acre. And at that time, the property value in Vadapalani was 10 lakhs for the acre. If you look at it today, it's valued at 100 crores, 50 years. If you look at annualized, it's 2000%. Now, I took 3 situations. One situation, heart of the city. Second situation, suburbs, growing area, same period, 20 years. Compare பண்றதுக்காக. Third situation, I took 50-year period, also in Chennai. But to show you, Chennai, 50 years ago, Vadapalani was like outskirts. There was no bridge also that time. A bridge was being created, what is called as the Kodambakkam Bridge today. அன்னைக்கு அது இல்ல. ரயில்வே கிராசிங்க தாண்டி போனோம். ட்ரெயின் வந்துச்சுன்னா தாண்டி போக முடியாது. அந்த கண்டிஷன்ல இருந்த ஒரு இடத்துல when you bought it, over a period of time, look at the way money has grown. Always an investment made in land and building grows even on a Sunday. It grows even in the night time when we are resting and when we are sleeping. A property appreciation does not sleep. It keeps growing. And therefore, these 3 examples are proof enough. And I can give you any number of examples like this. And these are real-time examples. And these examples prove beyond doubt that a property investment taken over a period of time is going to give you the required fantastic appreciation. It's very, very important to start them early. If you have not started them, nothing wrong. You have delayed yourself in entering into the bus. You have delayed yourself the appreciation that you would have gained during that period of time. You can also say that you have denied yourself for that period of appreciation. But இன்னையில இருந்து இன்னும் நீங்க முடிவெடுக்கிறதுக்கு டைம் எடுத்துக்கிட்டே போறீங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா you're going to delay yourself even further and you're going to deny yourself the appreciation even more. Is that required? Or should you take a wise decision today? அப்படின்றத திங்க் பண்ணி பாருங்க. Like it's very, very important, as I told you. Now let's go back to the 50 lakh asset example that I told you. 50 lakh ரூபாய் asset and we're putting in 10 lakhs. That 10 lakhs that you've put in and where you prepared to pay 32,000 and where you got a rental of 10,000 if you assume initially, and over a period of time that will keep adding on, but you leave that aside. If you look at it in 15 years time, your 50 lakh asset in a kit will be valued at 5 crores. So what have you actually done? You have actually said, I'm going to pay 32,000 rupees every month, and that has actually multiplied your investment. Your total value of 50 lakhs has become 5 crores. You've annualized it by 60% yourself. This is stunning numbers. இது நடக்குது நடந்துகிட்டு இருக்குது, which is why everybody is investing in land and building. It's very important. ஒரு appreciated marketல within the cityல போய் போட்டீங்கன்னா your appreciation is going to be slow. But when you go and make your investment in a upcoming suburb, outskirts of the city, முன்னாடி ஒரு 10-12 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி தாம்பரம் அப்படின்றது it was considered to be outskirts of Chennai city. இன்னைக்கு it's not outskirts, it is city. தாம்பரத்தோட outskirts ஊரப்பாக்கம். That was 4 years, 5 years ago. ஊரப்பாக்கம் is a city. அதனுடைய outskirts is Oragadam. Oragadam today has become more or less like a city. In another 2 years time அங்க இடம் கிடைக்காது. இதுதான் ஆயிட்டு இருக்குது. Why? Because this is the way growth happens. What is suburb today becomes a city tomorrow and becomes a dense area day after tomorrow. If you're able to buy a villa today, tomorrow that's going to become an apartment, and after that that's going to become a high-rise development. Because land which is sold in acres is getting to be sold in smaller plots of grounds, which is then being sold as FSI. That's how you get to buy it. And the growth happens in your land and building, not just in the building, land and building. That's very, very essential. Other clearer, we need to have it in our minds. So it is therefore very important to keep repeating this cycle. And as and how your EMI paying capability increases, please increase the investment that you'll be making. ஒரு சொத்து நீங்க வாங்கியிருக்கிறீங்க 50 லட்சம் ரூபாய்க்கு, அதுக்கு 32,000 ரூபாய் ரீபேமெண்ட் கட்டிட்டு இருக்கிறீங்க அப்படின்னு ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் வச்சுக்குவோம். In 2 years time, if you are in a position to pay another 30, 40, 50,000 rupees as additional EMI, don't stop with it. Look at another property. Like this, keep increasing. Otherwise, keep increasing your floor plate. We started off picking up 1,000 square feet of a floor plate. Then we went into picking up 2,500 square feet, 5,000 square feet, entire floor plate, then entire building. It will only keep multiplying, and this is a habit. You will keep picking up. இது ஒரு நல்ல விஷயம், and we should not drop it at any account at all. In fact, ஒரு சில நண்பர்கள் பேசி கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்போம். என்ன அப்படின்னா, எனக்கு சொத்து ராசி கிடையாது, நான் போட்ட இடத்துல பிரமாதமா எந்திரிக்கல. Please don't go by those words. சொத்து ராசி இல்லைன்னு சொல்றவங்க they have missed the bus ன்னு அர்த்தம். This is the raw fact. They will not accept it. And எனக்கு appreciation வரல, they have not waited enough. If they want to get an appreciation in 2 years time, you won't get a property to buy. Because if somebody realizes that there is going to be an appreciation every 2 years, why will he sell it? He will keep it. Any buyer, he is able to buy because there is a seller and there is a buyer. And the buyer is buying for obviously 2 reasons. One is going to be the rental return, and second is going to be the property appreciation. These are the 2 main reasons. And therefore, this is how it will work. He's got to keep it over a period of time. So once you do this, it will be fabulous and it goes never ending. அடிக்கடி அப்பச்சி என்கிட்ட சொல்லிக்கிட்டு இருப்பாங்க, தம்பி நம்ம என்னதான் வெளிநாட்டுல இருந்தாலும் என்னதான் டாலர்ல சம்பாதிச்சாலும், எங்க அண்ணனுக்கு அடிக்கடி சொல்லிட்டு இருப்பாங்க, யூஎஸ்ல இருக்கும்போது, என்னதான் யூஎஸ்ல நீ டாலர்ல சம்பாதிச்சாலும் ஒன்னே ஒண்ணு புரிஞ்சுக்க, அமெரிக்காவா இருக்கட்டும், எந்த வெளிநாடாக இருக்கட்டும், அந்த நாட்டை பொறுத்தளவுக்கு நீ வந்தேருங்குடிதான். உன்னுடைய சொந்த ஊரு தான் உன்னுடைய சொந்த நாடு. அங்க நீ எவ்வளவு தூரம் உன்னுடைய சொத்தை நீ சேர்த்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கியோ அதுதான் உனக்கு டெஃபினட்டா இன்னைக்கு இல்லைனாலும் என்னைக்குமே வலிமையை கொடுக்கும். அதுதான் ஒரு வாழ்க்கையை கொடுக்கும். வெளிநாட்டுல இருக்கிறது வாழ்க்கை தரத்தை கொடுக்கலாம். ஆனா உங்க ஊர்ல நீ போடுற பணம், உங்க ஊர்ன்றது உன்னுடைய தாய்நாட்டுல போடுற பணம், அது இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட், அந்த சொத்து தான் உன்னை என்னைக்குமே தூக்கி விடும். அதுதான் நிரந்தரம். நீ வெளிநாட்டுல சம்பாதிக்கலாம், ஆனா இங்க தட் இஸ் தாய்நாட்டுல பணத்தை போடுறத மறந்துடாத, சொத்துல பணத்தை போடுறத மறந்துடாத. அதை அடிக்கடி சொல்லிக்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. And that has really gotten into my psyche. I feel it's so important and it's true. And all these things are very important because ஒவ்வொரு தடவையும் எழுதி பார்த்து சிட்ட போட்டு கணக்கு போட்டு பார்க்கும்போது இது பூரா அவங்க சொல்றதெல்லாம் அனுபவத்துல சொல்றது உண்மை அப்படின்னு தெரிய வரும். உண்மையா இல்லையான்னு நம்ம சோதிச்சு பார்த்துட்டோம்னா we have lost the time, we missed the bus and we have lost the appreciation. பட் அது உண்மை அப்படின்ற நம்பிக்கையில ஃபெய்த்ல இறங்கி பண்ணும்போது we get all of these advantages to ourselves. So I would always say, take the decision and take the decision now. Don't delay it. This is the right time. Like for instance, RERA abdindrathu vandirukkudu. RERA is the SEBI to the shares and stock market. RERA in India is so dynamic and it's so active. It does not come under anybody. It does not succumb to any pressure. It stays. It protects the buyer and it brings about the right developer in the market. Wrong developer survive panna mudiyadhu. And today's market is a fantastic market. So believe in yourself, believe in the fact that India is booming, India is shining. This is the time, if you missed it, this is the best time to pick up. If you don't do it now, you will definitely regret it. So I would strongly urge you people to make your investment right now without any further delays. And if there are any questions, I'll be most happy to answer them after Geeta has done her bit. So I would always say that you need to remember to put your money in the land. You need to make it a habit and never be like the people who have missed the bus. Take the decision right now and make it a wealth building exercise. And as I always say, just land it. Thank you very much for being a part of this event. And as I said, after Geeta speaks, I'll be most happy to take any of your questions and to give you folks a fantastic answer, the right answer, so that you will be able to build your wealth fantastically well. Because ennuடைய aim, Geeta உடைய aim in this whole conversation is how we can add value to your wealth portfolio. Thank you very much.
Thank
Yes,
you, Aramaiana. Yeah, back to Geeta Nagu.
Illa Ramesh, you can complete it, Ramesh. I didn't know. Yeah, please.
We will consolidate after you speak, so you can go
Okay,
ahead.
very good. The rest of the session I will carry it forward. Good evening, everyone. நம்ம எல்லாருமே விரும்புறது வந்து வாழ்க்கையில வந்து in the journey of life, it can be profession, it can be business. எல்லாரோட எய்மும் வந்து financial freedom. அந்த ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஃப்ரீடம்னு நம்ம எடுத்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா அது வந்து ஒரே வழியில மாத்திரம்தான் நமக்கு கிடைக்க முடியும். கான்பிடன்ஸோ ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஃப்ரீடமோ இட் கேன் ஹேப்பன் ஒன்லி த்ரூ வெல்த் பில்டிங். அதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஆல்டர்னேட்டோ ஷார்ட்கட்டோ கிடையவே கிடையாது. அது வந்து ஓவர் செஞ்சுரிஸ் நமக்கு வந்து ப்ரூவ் ஆகி வந்த ஒரு ப்ரூவன் ட்ராக் ரெக்கார்டோட இருக்கிறது வந்து ஒரு வெல்த் மல்டிப்ளிகேஷன், வெல்த் பில்டிங். அதுல வந்தது நம்ம எவ்வளவோ ஸ்டோரிஸ் கேட்டிருக்கோம் பாரம்பரியமா. அது எல்லாமே வந்து சொத்து சம்பந்தப்பட்டதா தான் இருக்கும். சோ அந்த சொத்தை வந்து ஒவ்வொருத்தவங்களும் ஒரு ஒரு நேரத்துல அதை எப்படியோ வாங்கி சொத்து வாங்கும் போது அவங்க வந்து ஒரு தே ஆர் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சிங் ஓவர் போர்ட், தே ஆர் யூனோ ஒரு கம்ஃபர்ட் ஜோனை விட்டு தாண்டி தான் தே ஆர் மேக்கிங் அ கமிட்மெண்ட். யாருக்குமே ஈஸியா சொத்து வாங்கி இருக்க மாட்டாங்க. அது எவ்வளவு பெரிய சொத்தா இருந்தாலுமே அதுக்கு பிளானிங் இருக்கணும், ப்ரிப்பேர்ட்னஸ் இருக்கணும். ஆனா ஒரு ஒரு தருணத்திலையும் அது பண்ணதுதான் இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஃப்ரீடம் ஃபார் செவரல் பீப்புள் யூ ஆர் சீயிங். சோ அந்த ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஃப்ரீடமுக்கு வந்து வெல்த் பில்டிங் தான் அப்படின்னு நம்ம வச்சு பார்க்கும்போது the best time to buy properties is always yesterday. If you missed yesterday, then the best time to buy property is today, now, and it is never tomorrow. எப்பயுமே நம்ம வந்து you can buy a property and wait for it to grow, but you should never wait to buy a property. இது வந்து நாங்க வந்து செயின்ட் ஆஞ்சலோஸ் VNCT வெஞ்சர்ஸ் நாங்க ரியல் எஸ்டேட் பிசினஸ்ல இருக்கோம், அதனால நான் இதெல்லாம் சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னு நீங்க தயவு செய்து நினைச்சுக்காதீங்க. It is not a gyan, or it is not because we are in the business, we are trying to promote the business, nothing like that. We are passionate entrepreneurs who believe what we say, and what we say is what we practice, and what we practice is what we tell everybody. அப்ப last 30 years my father-in-law Mr. VN சிதம்பரம் செட்டியார், my father Mr. சுப்பையா செட்டியார், இவங்க எல்லாருமே எங்களுக்கு வந்து ட்ரெயின் பண்ணது வந்து நம்ம சம்பாதிக்கணும், இல்ல நம்ம எதுல வந்து நம்ம எது பண்ணாலும் சன்னமா சேர்க்கணும், அதுல சொத்துல போடணும். இது சின்னதுல இருந்தே எங்களுக்கு சொல்லி it is part of our psyche now, as Nagu was sharing it. So எங்களோட practical experienceல me and Nagu, we started as entrepreneurs very young in life, and நிறைய வந்து with a lot of failures is a learning experience for everybody. Failures are not failures. அந்த ஃபெயிலியர்ஸ்ல இருந்து மீண்டி சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஸா ஜேர்னி பண்ணி வரும்போது, சின்ன தொழில்கள் ஆரம்பிச்சு பிசினஸ்ல எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் பண்ணி வரும்போதும், சம்பாதிப்பு ரொம்ப குறைவா இருக்கும் போதும், அதுல இருந்து நாங்க வரும்போதும் என்னைக்குமே வந்து நாங்க பினான்சியல் கமிட்மெண்ட் வச்சிருப்போம், பினான்சியல் கோல்ஸ் வச்சிருப்போம், இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் கமிட்மெண்ட் வச்சிருப்போம், இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் கோல்ஸ் வச்சிருப்போம். எப்பயுமே நாங்க வந்து கொஞ்சமா சம்பாதிக்கிற காலத்துல இருந்தே எங்களோட வெல்த் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட்டை ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம். இப்ப திரும்பி பார்க்கும்போது me and Nagu, we look at our long journey of 30 years and we always pat ourselves, thank God we started young, we started early. we never waited for a right moment. The right momentங்கிறதே கிடையாது. எவ்வளவோ ஸ்ட்ரெயின் இருந்திருக்கும், எவ்வளவோ கஷ்டங்கள், எல்லாரோட பர்சனல் லைஃப், ஜேர்னி ஆஃப் பிசினஸ் லைஃப், ஜேர்னி ஆஃப் ப்ரொஃபஷன், எல்லாத்துலயுமே எவ்வளவோ கஷ்டங்கள், எவ்வளவோ சேலஞ்சஸ் மீண்டு வர்றதுதான் நம்ம. நீங்க வந்து இந்த பேண்டமிக்கே எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா, இட் இஸ் நாட் நியூ ஆஃப் இட்ஸ் கைண்ட். இந்த ஹிஸ்டரி ஆஃப் மேன்கைண்ட் எவ்வளவோ கிரைசிஸ் சந்திச்சிருக்கிறோம், எவ்வளவோ டிப்ரெஷன்ஸ், எவ்வளவோ ரிசெஷன்ஸ், 9/11, சுனாமி, யூ நேம் இட், இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் ரெவல்யூஷன், யோர் அக்ரிகல்ச்சரல் ரெவல்யூஷன், எவ்வளவோ இருந்திருக்கும். எல்லாத்தையும் மீண்டு வர்றதுதான் நம்ம. ரத்தன் டாடா பியூட்டிஃபுல்லி செட், all of this, above this we always rise above, because it is all about human potential, it is all about our positivity, it is all about our determination. சோ எந்த மார்க்கெட்ல எதுலயுமே நம்ம வந்து ஸ்டாப் ஆயிரவே கூடாது. நாங்க இந்த லாஸ்ட் 30 இயர்ஸ்ல வந்து எங்களோட இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் பிலீஃப், எங்களோட கன்சிஸ்டன்சி இன் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட், இது பெஸ்ட் டைம் டு இன்வெஸ்டா, இது ஷுட் பி வெயிட் அண்ட் வாட்சா, இல்ல நம்ம பீக்ல பண்ணணுமா, அப்ப பண்ணணுமா, எந்த இதுவுமே நாங்க பண்ணதே கிடையாது. பிளைண்ட் பிலீஃப் அண்ட் ஃபேத், இட் வாஸ் ரிலீஜன். இன்வெஸ்டிங் இன் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி வாஸ் ஆர் ரிலீஜன். அதை ரிலீஜியஸா கன்சிஸ்டன்டா பண்ணிட்டே வந்தோம். And trust me, கன்சிஸ்டன்டா பண்ணி வரும்போது 30 years இப்ப திரும்பி பார்க்கும்போது, now we are able to say thank God we did it. We don't have any regret. எவ்வளவோ ஸ்ட்ரெயின் இருந்திருக்கலாம், எவ்வளவோ அந்தந்த நேரங்கள்ல சேலஞ்சஸ் வந்திருக்கலாம், பட் அதெல்லாம் மீறி we still kept to the discipline of investing. So I will say hands down, investing in real estate is the best. That apart, let us come to post-COVID. Post-COVIDல என்னாச்சு? Indians and NRIs are showing great interest in investing in India in properties. Propertiesல இந்தியால இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ண Indians and NRIs வந்து பயங்கரமா இப்ப முன்ன வர்றாங்க போஸ்ட் கோவிட்ல. ஏன்னா இன்வெஸ்டர்ஸ் அக்ராஸ் த வேர்ல்ட், நம்ம இந்தியன்ஸ் நான் பேசுறேன், NRIs and Indians, we have lost our confidence in investing in stock, in investing in gold, in investing in mutual fund. நம்மளோட கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வந்து பயங்கரமா அதுல it has fallen steeply. We all want to invest post-COVID in something stable, something which is very, very safe. என்னைக்கு நிலையா இருக்கிறத நம்ம தேடி இப்ப போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். அதுதான் இன்னைக்கு வந்து நம்மளோட சைக். அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது the hard asset number 1 in the balance sheet is only real estate investment in properties. So everybody is moving towards properties. NRIs, especially after devaluing of rupee against a dollar, they are benefiting 10% straight away in their purchase price. And again, they want something stable and something safe and back home in their own country. So all investments are moving towards real estate and towards property. And உங்களுக்கு வந்து post COVID வந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, it is a big boon for India. India is shining. In the next 10 years, India is going to be a superpower. எப்படி? It's very logical. China is the factory of the world, and today the globe, USA, Germany, Japan, they all want to de-risk their supply chain from China. So if they want to de-risk, the best alternate is India. Indiaல உங்களுக்கு வந்து land in plenty is available, labor in plenty is available, skilled labor is available, IT force is available, all kind of the setup is available. So with that, and also if you look at it, our ties with all other nations, your economic ties, your relationship, your cooperation with US is very, very good. Post-COVID, in the period, Facebook the biggest investment in India happened with Reliance. That shows the strong economic ties of USA and India. And USA and India strong economic ties, they are looking at it heavily. They are looking at India heavily for pharmacy. We are going to be the pharmacy of the world. They are looking at us for textiles. They are looking at us for manufacturing, for IT, for automotive. So all nations, it can be Japan, it can be Germany, it can be USA, they are all heavily betting on India. India, there is a body called Invest India, which is already lobbying to 1,000 companies across these countries to set up their plants here. Number 2. And so many negotiations and lobbying and tie-ups are happening. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம fathom பண்ணி, இதை encourage பண்ணி, invite பண்ணி எடுக்கிறதுக்கு India's infrastructure will start growing now. It is already, infrastructure is heavily being invested and growing. There are foreign companies who will start investing in the infrastructure of India as a business proposition. So in the infrastructure in India is going to boom. And the rural and urban divide melt ஆக போகுது. Because as you know, if a work from home across the world is a very popular thing after COVID. And the work from home என்ன ஆக போகுது, இந்தியாலே பாத்தீங்கன்னா Tata declare பண்ணிட்டாங்க, TCS, as well as lots of other companies, close to 10 lakh people are going to work from home. So இவ்வளவும் இருக்கும்போது, India is a very robust economy on our own. The youngest population is belonging to India. நம்மளுக்கே consumerism is growing. இது இல்லாம கோவிட்னால வந்த opportunitiesல we are going to become a superpower. And infrastructure is growing in the nation. All of this will propel. And when you talk about work from home, every home becomes an office. So your next commercial is your residential. With all of these factors and your consumerism and your and your work from home, it is all moving towards real estate investment in residential sector, not commercial sector. We will talk about that later. But it is all about real estate investments in India in residential sector. Land cannot be manufactured. Land is what is available. And land in a country like India, where population is large and largest population is belonging to India, and where India is going to become superpower from it's in the movement of a developed nation. நம்ம developing nation. எப்பயுமே நம்ம developing nationல பணம் போடும்போது தான் நம்ம பணம் வளரும். அதே மாதிரி infrastructure grow ஆற ஏரியால நம்ம பணம் போடும்போது தான் பணம் வளரும். Where traffic is moving towards அந்த ஏரியால பணம் போடும்போது தான் பணம் வளரும். So அதெல்லாம் வச்சு பார்க்கும்போது India is the best point for real estates. And real estates will keep growing. And one more factor which is going to propel real estates, where the valuation of real estate is going to grow up, is the foreign direct investment. Foreign FDI investment in India is going to double from this year, 6 times more in the next 5 years. And FDI in real estate, they opened now in India, and that is really going to shoot up the property prices. So the lowest of prices today is the buying market. Best of offers, best of prices. And lowest of bank loan interest, 7.5% when the last 15 years lowest of interest. So this is a golden period to invest. அதுக்காக நாளைக்கு விலை ஏறணும்னு நம்ம I mean, we are not going to stop buying. We will continue to invest in India, but now is the best time to buy your property because the prices are at the lowest. You're getting very good offers, and the interest is at 7.5%, which is the lowest in 15 years, and it is a game of appreciation. One more thing we need to really understand in real estate investment is, it is not a game of flipping. It is not about today and tomorrow. It is a long-term play. Minimum 15 years. You have to look at it as a weighted average. When Nagu was sharing about the 3 case study, நம்ம அதை ஒன்னு பார்த்தோம், 15 years, 20 years, 50 years. அப்ப இன்னைக்கு per year அது எவ்வளவு வளர்ந்திருக்கு, per year weighted average தான் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். Weighted average, it's all about your staying power. அத நீங்க 10 years, 15 years, 20 years withstand பண்ணும்போது தான் you are going to leverage the benefit. So that you need to be very well aware. Meanwhile, it is going to earn you rental income and with incremental rental income to suit the inflation. So your EMI is going to come down. See, when you have an EMI at 7.5% in today's interest, EMI is not going to change with the devaluing of money. EMI remains the same. That is the wonderful factor of the whole thing. Rental will keep increasing. So your payment of EMI will keep coming down. Whereas your appreciation is the game we are all playing in real estate. Appreciation la nama 80% bank leverage panni varumbodhu, bank is interested only in the interest. They are not your business partners where after 10-15 years நீங்க வந்து 50 லட்சம் போட்டீங்க 20 வருஷத்துல உங்களுக்கு வந்து 5 கோடி ஆயிருச்சு. சோ நீங்களும் நானும் இத பகிர்ந்துக்க போறோம்னு சொல்ல போறது கிடையாது. அவங்க இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் மாத்திரம் வாங்கிட்டு தான் போறாங்க. You would have paid extra 35 lakhs and the 50 lakhs case study பாக்கும்போது நீங்க எக்ஸ்ட்ரா 35 லட்சம் பே பண்ணிருப்பீங்க இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்க்கு, அவ்வளவுதான். ஆனா the gain is all yours. So bank leverage பண்ணி அதுல உங்களுக்கு டாக்ஸ் பெனிஃபிட்டும் வரப்போகுது. அதை யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது உங்களோட பர்சனல் வெல்த், your financial freedom is only on the personal wealth we built, and that is the way forward. And also if you look at it, Gulf Times layum இப்ப நியூஸ் வந்தது, எல்லாருமே they are moving towards independent villas. Investment போடும்போது always go for anything with land holding and your building, and it has to be residential because your new commercial is residential. இது மூணே வச்சோம் அப்படின்னா it downsizes to a villa in a gated community. இப்ப நம்ம துபாயில கல்ஃப் நியூஸ்லயும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா லேட்டஸ்ட் நியூஸ்ல வந்தது, everybody across the world they are moving towards villa. They want to own a villa, they want to rent a villa, they want to live in a villa. 700 crore of people during lockdown across the world population of 700 crore, where did they live? They were all in their house. So home is something they all want to own, they want to buy. அந்த 700 crore of people இருந்தது அவங்க ஃபேமிலியோட அவங்க வீட்டுல. சோ அந்த வீடு தான் இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஹையஸ்ட் வேல்யூவேஷனா இருக்கு. அந்த வீட்டிலே வேல்யூவேஷன் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இன்னைக்கு யாருமே கன்ஜஸ்டட் இடத்துல, ஒரு சேச்சுரேட்டட் இடத்துல, ஒரு சிட்டிக்குள்ள ஒரு அபார்ட்மெண்ட்டை வாங்கி லிவ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கல. தேவைக்கு வேணும்னா அங்க வந்து வாடகைக்கு வேணாலும் இருந்துக்குவாங்க. பட் அவங்க ஃபியூச்சர்ல அவங்க குழந்தைங்களோட லிவ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறது வந்து வில்லால தான். வில்லா தான் அப்ரிசியேஷன், பிகாஸ் லேண்ட் பிலாங்ஸ் டு யூ. ஆஸ் ஐ கீப் சேயிங், உங்களுக்கு பூமியும் உங்களுக்கு சொந்தம், வானமும் உங்களுக்கு சொந்தம். யூ ஹேவ் யுவர் ஓன் பிரைவேட் டெரஸ். அதுலதான் உங்களோட அப்ரிசியேஷனும் வரும், உங்களோட வாழ்க்கை தரமும் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும். இன்னைக்கு வந்து இட் இஸ் ஆல் அபவுட் வில்லாஸ். வி கால் இட் த ஹெல்த் பூஸ்டர் லைஃப் ஸ்டைல், ஹெல்த் பூஸ்டர் லிவிங். ஹெல்த் பூஸ்டர் லிவிங்னா இட் இஸ் ஹெல்த் பூஸ்டர் வில்லாஸ் ஒன்லி. ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு காமன் ஏரியா ஷேர் பண்ண வேண்டாம். இன்னைக்கு பெரிய பெரிய பில்டிங்ஸ்ல அபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல லாக்டவுன்ல இருக்கும்போது காமன் அம்யூனிட்டிஸ் கூட நம்மளால யூஸ் பண்ண முடியல, பிகாஸ் யூ ஆர் கோ லிவிங் வித் லாட் ஆஃப் பீப்புள். சோ அது எல்லாமே நாளைக்கு வந்து if virus is there too, if we have to coexist with these viruses, then hygiene is part of our healthy lifestyle. If hygiene is part of our healthy lifestyle, now the world is moving out of co-living and very congested living. They are moving towards villas and their independent living and their own spaces. This is today and this is tomorrow. So idella vachu, this is the whole scenario what is happening today. And in the situation, history of mankind, நம்ம வந்து இப்ப கரண்டா போயிட்டு இருக்குது, all I can say only one thing, all of us will have to overcome only with hope and positivity. That is the only thing which we have to, we will all overcome. நீங்க எல்லாருமே இன்னைக்கு நீங்க கேட்டுக்கிட்டு இருக்க எல்லாருமே உங்களோட பர்சனல் லைஃப்ஸ்ல நீங்க வந்து இப்ப திரும்பி பாருங்க. You just take a piece of paper and write what a journey of life you have gone through. நீங்க படிக்கிற காலத்துல இருந்து, காலேஜ்ல இருந்து, இன்னைக்கு வேலையில இருந்து, நீங்க இருக்கிறதுல இருந்து, பொசிஷன்ல இருந்து எல்லாமே it has been, you have won through and it is a series of challenges you have overcome and you have achieved, and you are where you are because of your overcoming the challenges. Nothing for any of us was ever given in a platter, but we knew how to overcome. அதே மாதிரி தான் இதுவும். ஒரு ப்ரொஃபஷனலா ஒரு செட்பேக்னு பயப்படாதீங்க. பிசினஸ் எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண போறோம்னு பயப்படாதீங்க. ஃபியர் இஸ் நாட் கோயிங் டு ஹெல்ப் அஸ். ஃபியர் இஸ் நாட் வாட் வி வாண்ட். வைரஸை விட ஜாஸ்தி மீடியா மூலமா எல்லாருக்கும் ஸ்ப்ரெட் ஆயிருக்கிறது ஃபியர் தான். அந்த ஃபியரை கண்டிப்பா நம்ம எல்லாரும் ஓவர் கம் பண்ணணும். அதை வந்து பாசிட்டிவிட்டியால தான் ஓவர் கம் பண்ண முடியும். இட் இஸ் ஒன்லி தட் ஹோப், இட் இஸ் ஒன்லி தட் கிரிட், இட் இஸ் ஒன்லி தட் டிட்டர்மினேஷன் that we can do it. I'm a hardcore believer of only one thing. I live by only one language, which is I can, you can, we can. That should be the language of life for all of us. I can, you can, and we can. we can certainly overcome this with lot of hope and positivity. And அந்த கண்ணோட்டத்துல எதையுமே பார்க்க ஆரம்பிச்சோம் அப்படின்னா கதவுகள் திறந்துரும், சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் பார்க்க ஆரம்பிச்சிருவோம். சொல்யூஷன் மைண்ட் செட்டோட பார்க்க ஆரம்பிச்சோம் அப்படின்னா ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் இல்ல, ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷனுக்கு 10 சொல்யூஷன் கிடைக்கும். So all I request is, I want all of us to be with absolute faith, absolute positivity and hope, and to look at all situations, whatever each one of you are personally going through, with a solution oriented mindset. And that's all I had to share. It was a lovely evening with all of you, and now we will open up for question and answers.
Yes.
தேங்க்யூ. அருமையான ஒரு மணி நேரம் 15 நிமிஷம் நினைக்கிறேன். நிறைய விஷயங்கள், அதாவது ஓகே, இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட், டேக் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் ஆஸ் ஹேபிட்ஸ், அருமையான ஒரு 3 எக்ஸாம்பிள். 15 வருஷத்துல என்ன ஆகும், 20 வருஷத்துல என்ன ஆகும், 50 வருஷத்துல என்ன ஆகும், சிட்டிக்குள்ள பண்ணா என்ன ஆகும், சிட்டிக்கு வெளியே பண்ணா என்ன ஆகும். அதாவது ரியல் எஸ்டேட்டோட எவ்ரி நூக் அண்ட் கார்னர் யூ போத் ஹவ் கவர்ட், அண்ட் இட் வாஸ் ரியலி ஹோப் அண்ட் பாசிட்டிவிட்டி, as you say, with 1.5 hour hope and positivity vibration. We will open up the questions. There are already some questions in the chat box. Maybe Shekhar, if you are there, you can open up your mic and ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Shekhar with you. It was a wonderful evening. We enjoyed your webinar session. And my question is that, the property gives you an investment. In the investment, you get a return of 2.5 to 3%. I think you already told in your session, but still I wanted to make sure the 2.5 to 3% is the returns you get on a property. But being that so low interest, so low returns, is it still a viable thing to get into property again?
Okay. So thank you for the question. So I'll straight away answer it. 2.5 to 3% is not the norm. That's a very rare case. But if 2.5 to 3% is what you will need to bear in your mind, if that's what we will need to take as a point of consideration, I will still say it's fine to go in for it, because as I said, you need to decide what is going to be your outlook. Are you going to look at rental return, or are you going to look at property appreciation? Whatever might be your outlook, my advice to you will be to look for property appreciation, because there are so many ways to compensate a rent return. But there is no way you can compensate a property appreciation, because property appreciation minimum is like 50% growth. It's like fundamentally too big to compensate from any other way. So keep only appreciation in mind and go forward with the investment. And with that investment, you should be able to look at definitely your return of 3 to 4%, 5%, 6% is happening. It's not happening. 3 to 4%, 5% is happening. And go with that thought. I would still call it a fantastic, not still, I will always call it a fantastic investment because of the appreciation. And that's the game you need to play on a hard asset.
I have one more question.
Sure.
See, you said about appreciation. When you talk about appreciation, you're talking about very long lead times, like 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. But you may not be able to, utilize that appreciation in your time.
Okay. Now, so let me clarify that. I gave you these 3 examples just for everybody to understand it from a broader perspective. How many people would have given you this example? And even if they have given you those examples, I don't know whether those examples are practical examples or theoretical examples. These are practical real-time situations which I have seen and I'm seeing, which is why I presented it to you. Now, coming back, if I am to say that you have to wait, I'm generally saying it's a wait of 10-15 years, but it's not necessarily the case in all the situations. The more you wait, the more it appreciates because of so many factors that lead to it. But if you still want to make use of the benefits out of it, you can always make the cake and eat it also. As in, you buy the property, keep the property with you. You want to look at appreciation, keep it with you. You're getting rental return, utilize it, and at the same time, you can leverage out of the property, because once you've created a freehold asset, the bank is going to value it at the current day market, not the rate in which you picked it up whenever it was. Even if it was 3, 5, 8 years, 10 years ago, they're not going to look at it on that date. They look at it on today's date. Every year they do a valuation and they take it on today's date. And on today's date, you will be able to leverage it like your currency, where you will be able to get a loan against property of 80% on it, on a current day market. So you're actually enjoying the benefits of it. I know a lot of friends who pick up properties over a period of time, leverage on, it's already a leveraged property, they further leverage on it because the market appreciation has given it. And with that, they go in for further property purchases. And they would use that fund if they have to use it for their businesses. They'll use it for starting new businesses. They'll use it for expanding. They'll use it for so many requirements. That's why it's called as loan against property, LAP. No questions asked on it. The end use is not asked for it. It's only the repayment that they're going to be concerned about. So there are so many things that you can do with the hard asset, and therefore you will get to enjoy the benefits of the asset without having to sell it. And if you wish to sell it, well, you got it. It's not 50 years. It's just an example of a 50-year that I gave.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Shekhar.
The next question is Ramanathan ji, if you can open up your speaker and mic, sorry, and then ask the question.
I think ராமநாதனுடைய கேள்வி இங்க இருக்குதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
How do you see the future of construction industry in Tamil Nadu with available with the migrant laborers relocating? Kasi Annan has asked.
Oh no, இல்ல ராமநாதனுடைய question, post COVID, what do you think of the future of the commercial? அந்ததா அது ரமேஷ் ராமநாதன் இருக்கு.
No, it is Ramanathan. It is question, I have just posted it there. It is Ramanathan ji's question. He's asking post RERA and demonetization as real
yes,
estate.
Post RERA and demonetization. Okay. Geeta, you want to take the question?
No, post RERA and demonetization, post COVID real estate has not. Yeah.
Let me take it. So post RERA and demonetization, has real estate lost its charm in terms of appreciation? In fact, it's the opposite. Post RERA, as I was also mentioning, it's become a very safe investment destination. Pre-RERA and post-RERA, I'll give you a quick explanation. Pre-RERA, nobody was answerable, as in the developer was not answerable to anybody. Post-RERA, now, which is the current regime, what happens is, when you develop a property, when you decide to develop a property, after getting all the approvals, you need to go to RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Authority, where every state has a RERA. It's not that you sitting in Chennai can go to the RERA board of Hyderabad. No. Sitting in Chennai, Tamil Nadu RERA is what will be addressing you. And entire India is covered by one RERA policy, but each state has its own RERA department. And in Tamil Nadu, it's headquartered in Chennai. It's become very robust, where every developer, even in Kanyakumari or in Chennai, will have to go to the RERA department and file what he's proposing to do. What is the square footage he's going to construct, when he's going to construct, when he's going to complete, what are the facilities, every detail he's got to give. And this is recorded, and that's accepted on the face value, and ஒரு seal போட்டு sign பண்ணி issue பண்றாங்க. அந்த டேட்டுக்குள்ள, அதாவது நீங்க என்ன கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ற, நீங்க கமிட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்களோ அந்த டேட்டுக்குள்ள கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணணும். சோ அந்த டேட்டுக்குள்ள கம்ப்ளீட் ஆச்சா, சப்போஸ் யூ ஹவ் செட் 4 years, 3 years ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள், 3 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறம் ஆச்சா ஆகல அவங்க பார்க்க மாட்டாங்க. That's not what they're looking at. They want you to file returns with them every 6 months, every quarter, and it's reviewed every 6 months. And they ask for updates, they ask for photos, they visit the place. So it is absolutely to protect the customer. And yes, it protects the buyer in terms of customer delays on the payment. He drags on it, then they step in. So this is a very good mediatory body that regulates. That's why it's called Real Estate Regulatory Authority. So this is streamlined it. Now the players that are there are strong players, not defunct players. Defunct players cannot be there. It's out. And again, post demonetization, it is a little bit of a delayed question because demonetization happened some time ago. At that time, it reset the market because it was not a level playing field. because of obvious reasons. Now it's become a level playing field, and there is absolutely 100% check only that operates in the market. So it becomes a fantastic level playing field, and therefore there is a lot of stability in the market, and this has led to a better look and a better view of investment. Post COVID, what do you think is the future of commercial space? Geetu, can you take this question?
Post-COVID, commercial space is not happening much. The current, there is so much of space which is as it is available, which needs to be addressed to. Because as we know, there is a example also, a very good friend of us, and I don't want to name the private banking sector, what he was running in Chennai, in Spencer Plaza. He has taken 75,000 square feet. Now he is going to use only 15,000 square feet, and the rest, he has not sent away the people, but they are all work from home. People who has worked in that 60,000 square feet has moved to work from home. He says when that happens, it is that person's salary, that much he is able to save on the overheads. It could be rent, it could be the other consumables of electricity and everything put together. He is able to save that much. So he says that becomes my straight profit. So now people have started looking at it like that, cutting down expenditure, not cutting down on people, but cutting down on expenditure, and that becomes a profitability. So in that situation, what is going to be, because in the last 2 months, and everybody learned to work from home and they became super productive, and it is all through technology and software evaluation, your matrix, performance matrix, everything is in place now. That will come up, and lot of work from home is going to happen. So as I kept telling during the session, now the next commercial is your residential. Your home is the next commercial, that is your office. So all the companies are going to use our home, and one room is going to be, even in our next villas, what we are making, we are going to have a work from home office. That is a mandatory feature in all the villas now. So with that, 100% commercial is going to take a beating, and malls and retail stores are going to take a beating, because after the lockdown, we are all going to be online shoppers mostly, and that has changed the lifestyle and the behavior of us. So a lot of, and even restaurants, when they grow, they will have ghost kitchens, they will have delivery options, they'll do drive-through options. So a lot of these options are also going to come into play. So commercial in that sphere will be taking a different outlook.
Your residential is going to be the new commercial. Let's face that very clearly. That's going to be reality, and hence the trend is going to be more towards residential properties. So that's to answer the balance part of Mr. Ramesh Ramanathan's question. Kasi Vishwanathan has the next question. So Ramesh, na the question ponuma?
Yes, next is Kasi. How do you manage your
How do you manage your resources, men and material during this pandemic when the migrant laborers are relocating? Yeah, good question. Migrant laborers are relocating, and they've started relocating already in a big way. All right. Now, இது வந்து எப்படின்னா, it's like shock அடிச்சோம் டப்புன்னு கை எடுப்போம் பாருங்க, அந்த மாதிரி உள்ள ஒரு knee jerk reaction. போகாதீங்கன்னா ஒருத்தர் போவார். நீங்க பார்டர்ஸ் எல்லாம் மூடிட்டீங்கன்னா எப்படா பார்டர் திறப்பாங்க ஓடுறதுக்கு அப்படின்றக்கா போவாங்க. So all of this is bound to happen. Now the media is talking a lot about it. It is happening. Nadakamal media is not talking about it, but then everybody is talking little extra about it. That's a fact. Whoever has gone back will come, because here is where the job is. That is why they came in the first place. If there was no work here, they won't come here, and they kept coming here in more and more numbers. It's not that all of them came on day one. ஒரு ரெகுலர் பீரியட் ஆஃப் டைம்ல வந்து இன்னும் பெருகி அவங்க சொல்லி அந்த மாதிரி வந்துட்டே இருக்காங்க. இட்ஸ் நாட் ஒன்லி தமிழ்நாடு, இட்ஸ் இன் கர்நாடகா, இஸ் தேர், மகாராஷ்டிரா, எவ்ரிவேர். அண்ட் த மைக்ரண்ட் லேபர் ஹஸ் மூவ் ஃப்ரம் wherever they were in UP or Bihar or Jharkhand to all of these places, because here is where the opportunities were. இப்ப திரும்பி போயிருக்கிறாங்க. போனவங்க எனக்கு அங்க ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி இல்ல, திரும்பி நான் வர்றேன் அப்படின்றது ஆல்ரெடி அந்த பேச்சு ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சு. ஸோ இங்க இருந்து திருன்னு போறவங்க கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோ ஆயிருக்கிறாங்க. இனி அது என்ன ஆகும், நிக்கும். அதாவது போறவங்க போகாமல் இருப்பாங்க, போனவங்க திரும்பி வருவாங்க, and then it will be restarting. But for the current situation, there is a void, there is a gap, and there is a dearth of sudden drop in manpower. So to come to terms with that is another challenge. So an entrepreneur's job is to keep facing challenges, to overcome it. நான் அதான் எப்போ சொல்லுவேன், as an entrepreneur, நீங்க செவத்தை கட்டிங்கன்னா தாண்டணும், பள்ளத்துக்கு நோண்டி விட்டீங்கன்னா தப்பி போகணும், என்ன பண்ணீங்கன்னாலும் தாண்டியோ நெலிஞ்சோ குனிஞ்சோ எப்படியோ தாண்டி போகணும். ஏன்னா நம்ம இலக்க நோக்கி போறதுக்கு என்னென்ன செய்யணுமோ அதை செஞ்சுக்கிட்டே போயிட்டு இருக்க வேண்டியதான் within the legal framework of the system. And this is another challenge, and this challenge we are overcoming. Everybody is overcoming it in their own ways and means. So this is just a temporary situation. So Kasi Viswanathan got another question.
Yeah, correct. One follow-up question is there on that. Available skills.
How do you see the future of construction industry in Tamil Nadu with available skill set? As I just said, I think I've answered that question. People will come back, and then we are also looking at how to be not too dependent on manpower alone. The dependency on manpower குறைஞ்சிக்கிட்டே வரும். அது இயற்கை, அது எல்லா இடத்துலயும் நடந்துட்டு இருக்குது. If you look at our automotive sector, where we were grossly man dependent, we have now become more system dependent and less man dependent, and we're trying to automate as much as possible, and that is also coming into the construction sector. Will take a little more time because the realization is coming now, but then it's bound to happen as a fallout of whatever has happened now.
Yeah, Mr.
Mr. Nagu, one
Yeah.
follow-on question. This is Kasi Viswanathan. Thanks for your wonderful. It's increasing our confidence on real estate investment for NRIs. Thanks for your lecture. The follow-on question is, how do you actually, is there any delay in the progress you are facing because of this, or our construction industry is normal as usual?
Okay, because of the COVID, there has been a lot of challenges, okay, in terms of restarting. Now on the restart nala irukkiradhu, it's not that, see, you can shut it on day one, okay, and everything comes to a standstill. Just because you say, okay, start now, it does not start up like that. I was having an interesting conversation with Mr. Ayyappan, chairman of Chettinad Cement, being a good friend. Appa, he said, starting up a factory, a cement factory, is like starting up a society. It's like starting up a city. It's like tremendously difficult to start it like that. You just cannot decide to overnight start it. You can decide to overnight shut it. So restart abdindrathu, it has its own challenges. It's like now you can copy paste this situation to every industry, but it's very important that the mindset of the top man, the mindset of the senior management, and the management at different sites or factories or whatever it is, they will have to say, I am going to do everything and more to make sure I get back to where I was. So I need to do 110 or 120 to get back to my earlier 90. And that's all it takes. You need to do it. So having said, it's not very simple. It is a challenge, but everybody is taking this step. Everybody are doing it because they realize that's the only way forward. Appo in the gap irukuma irukum, and the gap make up panna mudiyuma, make up panna mudiyum. Will it delay the project? Now for VNCT, I will say it will not delay the project, but for other developers, I'm not in a position to say whether it will or not. Maybe it might not. If it will, it might get pushed because there has been a little bit of a leeway that RERA also has given in the form of 6 months window. It's not given it as indefinite. Or 6 months window RERA kuduthirukkranga. And the moment I saw that, we told our team, we will not utilize the window, we will go with our target date. That's all we said, which means we'll be pumping more and we'll be doing whatever it takes to do it. And the only strength is Kamala Theatre 100 நாள்ல 2009ல பண்ண முடியும் அப்படினு சொன்னால் எதையும் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்ற ஒரு நம்பிக்கை. And we are going forward and we have proof to say we will be able to deliver on the date we said we will deliver. Yep.
Thank you. Mr. Nagu, one more follow-up question. Because of you, we are keep on asking because it's interesting to discuss with you. Actually, see, now why we are depending on this migrant labor? Why name like VNCT cannot do some industry like training the laborers. If you see now, there are labor forces, there are skill available in Tamil Nadu itself. But if you see now, இப்போ துபாயில பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த மேல்மத்தையம் அந்த ஊர்ல இருந்து தான் ஃபுல் ஸ்டீல் எரக்டர்ஸும் இருக்காங்க. இங்க இந்த ஸ்டீல் ஃபேப்ரிகேட்டர்ஸ் இருக்காங்கல்ல, அவங்க ஃபுல்லா அங்க இருந்து வந்தவங்க தான் இங்க இருக்காங்க. Why can't we train them there only and then do that instead of depending on
that? So we are training people in various other divisions and businesses of ours. Construction industry, we have not started the training part. We are a part of the automotive division. We have our facilities in Chennai and Madurai, and full on we do training, and we train the people from scratch to getting them up, where we are able to get some fantastic consistency. And as I said, we're also moving more towards getting a mechanized output so that we're able to ensure consistency and we're able to achieve better productivity. If you look at the construction industry, lot of things have been converted. அது ரொம்ப வெளியில பேசப்படுறது இல்லையே தவிர நிறைய மாறிடுச்சு. உதாரணமா பாத்தீங்கன்னா கான்கிரீட்டிங்க நீங்க அந்த காலத்துல நம்ம வீடுகள் எல்லாம் எப்படி பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க, வீடுகள்லாம் நான் சொல்றது செட்டிநாடுல உள்ள 50-100 வருஷத்துக்கு வீடு இல்ல, even 10 years ago 15 years ago எப்படி நடந்துட்டு இருந்துச்சு. இன்னைக்கு அப்படி கிடையாது. Concreting is a concrete mix which is poured, and that's the way it's happening. And blocks have come in, and there are multiple ways in which plastering is being done. And there are a lot of things that have developed in the construction industry itself, but still the laborers are required to be there. You cannot go without. You can go with reduced number. In that reduced number, you have a mix of your Tamil speaking people as well as your migrant labor. மைக்ரண்ட் லேபர் திரும்பி போயிருக்காங்க. தமிழ் ஸ்பீக்கிங் பீப்புள் இப்போ உதாரணமா மதுரையில நீங்க கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறோம், மதுரையில் இருக்கிறவர் மேலூருக்கு போயிருக்காரு, மேலூர்ல இருந்து வர முடியாது. மேலூர்ல இருந்து வர முடியும்ன்ற போது வந்துடுறாரு. மேலூர்ல இருந்து ஒருத்தர் சிவகங்கைக்கு போக முடியும், மதுரைக்கு வர முடியும். ஆனா ஒருத்தர் யூபில இருந்து மெட்ராஸ்க்கு வர முடியுமா? இட்ஸ் கோன் டு டேக் தட் டைம். அண்ட் போகாதன்னு அப்படின்னு சொல்லும் போது நான் முதல்ல சொன்னபடி எல்லாரும் ஒருவரும் ஓடிட்டாங்க. இப்போ ஓடினவங்க ஏண்டா ஓடணும்னு நினைச்சு திரும்பி வரணும்னு நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அகைன் இட்ஸ் நாட் வெரி சிம்பிள் டு கம் பேக், பட் தே வில் ஹேவ் டு கம் பேக். அட் த சேம் டைம் த ட்ரைனிங் இஸ் ஹேப்பனிங். அந்த ட்ரைனிங் வந்து இன்னொரு நடக்கல. லாட் ஆஃப் ட்ரெயின்ட் பீப்புள் அப்படின்றத விட இது ஒரு கடினமான ஒரு தொழில். கட்டுமான தொழில் அப்படின்றது இட்ஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் பெயின்ஸ் டேக்கிங் ஒர்க். இன்ஃபேக்ட் சூப்பர்வைசரி ஒர்க் இட் செல்ஃப் இஸ் அ வெரி டஃப் ஜாப். ஒருத்தர் பேஷனட்டா இருந்தா தான் அதை செய்ய முடியும், இல்லைன்னா பண்ண முடியாது. ஐடிக்கு நிறைய பேர் போறதுக்கான காரணம் அது பிடிக்குது அப்படின்றத விட தி ஆம்பியன்ஸ் இஸ் வாட் தே அப்ரிஷியேட் மோர் தென் தி பிசினஸ் ஆர் தி வே இட் இஸ் பீயிங் டன். தி ஆம்பியன்ஸ், ஏசி அட்மாஸ்பியர், ஐம் ட்ரீட்டட் வெரி வெல், ஐம் பிக்ட் அப் ட்ராப்ட், அந்த ஒரு திங்கிங்காக தான் போறாங்க. இது ஒரு கடினமான தொழில், இது விருப்பப்படுறவங்க தான் அது வருவாங்க. அண்ட் தேர்ஃபோர் ட்ரைனிங் பிகம்ஸ் that much more challenging, which is what we're trying to bring about and do. At St. Angelo's VNCT Ventures, we brought about something called a standard operating procedure, and we call it as SAVV, standard operating procedure, and we strictly follow that across the board, because India over பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். Just to put it in perspective, we deliver about a villa a day. அப்படின்ற போது we are very clear on what our manufacturing consistency எப்படி இருக்கணுமோ அதே மாதிரி construction consistency has to be there, and we need to follow the same principles everywhere ன்னு சொல்லி போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். A lot of training is happening. So I always say quality is something that is not very much visible, the presence of which is not appreciated, the absence of which is immediately noticed. So if you don't notice a quality defect, then that's a quality achievement that we have created, and that's because of the training that we do. Thank you for your question.
Thank you very much. Thanks. I've taken more time. Thanks.
No problem.
And Ramesh, I will address Mr. Murugappan's question now before
Yes,
I
we
don't
have
know
the
what's
time.
the time.
Do
Do we
we
have
all
the time? Can we take this question?
Yes, I think we will take another 4 or 5 questions, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll do the
Okay.
quick answers for those 4 of the questions.
Yeah, Mr. Murugappan has said the real estate market prices have stagnated and have become cheaper than prior RERA times. Is it a good opportunity to look at India when compared to other international markets like Dubai, where yields returns are better? Second part of the question is, when you see the property market in terms of price capital appreciation to go up again? Yes, real estate market have now, this is the best time to buy. And you get this is the answer to Mr. Murugappan's question. This is the best time to buy. Certainly you get good prices, you get good offers from good builders, and India is a fantastic market to invest. NRIs and Indians everywhere, they're looking at investing in real estates. We discussed during the session today, people want stability, people want safety. They don't want notional investment like stock and mutual fund. They want hard assets, and it is all moving towards real estates in India, with so many other factors we discussed today. And number 2, where the yield and returns are better in Dubai. Always in real estate, when the yield and returns are more, appreciation will be less and safety will be less. Appreciation will be as good as zero, I would say, in so many countries. The more developed the nation is, you will not have appreciation. You will have returns. In a country like India is where you have growth stories of appreciation of asset. Over centuries, we have proven track record of இது 1 கோடி ரூபாய்க்கு வாங்கணும். இன்னைக்கு வந்து இப்ப நம்ம 3 கேஸ் ஸ்டடி பார்த்தோம். ஆரேபுரம்ல 15 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி 1 கோடி வாங்கினது இன்னைக்கு 10 கோடி. அப்புறம் உங்களுக்கு வந்து 20 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி ECRல 27 லட்சத்துக்கு வாங்கினது இன்னைக்கு வந்து உங்களுக்கு அது how many crores we saw?
So we saw it, it's come to 36 crores.
26 crores. 36 crores.
So
இந்த ஸ்டோரிஸ் எல்லாம் நீங்க இப்ப துபாயில இப்ப போடுறீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்களுக்கு அப்ரிசியேஷன் ஸ்டோரி இருக்காது. ஃபார் ஆல் யூ நோ, அது வந்து உங்களுக்கு கேபிட்டல் இரோஷன் கூட இருக்கும். ஆனா உங்களோட ஈல்ட வச்சு நீங்க கணக்கு பண்ணுவீங்க. எனக்கு 3% வந்தது, 6% வந்தது. துபாயில நீங்க எல்லாரும் 6% கணக்கு பண்றீங்க, 8% கணக்கு பண்றீங்க. பட் நீங்க யாருமே கேபிட்டல் அப்ரிசியேஷன் பார்க்கவே மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க. அதுல கேபிட்டல் எரோஷன் கூட வருது நம்ம வந்து அதை எக்ஸிட் பண்ணும்போது. But the real estate game always has to be played only for capital appreciation. And capital appreciation can happen only in growing nations like India. நம்மளும் developed ஆயிட்டோம், infrastructure in place. நம்மளும் வந்து யூஎஸ் மாதிரி ஆயிட்டோம், ஒரு ஃபுல்லா எக்ஸ்ட்ராடினரி இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சரோட வெல் செட் டெவலப்டு நேஷன் ஆயிட்டோம்னா அன்னைக்கு வந்து கேபிட்டல் அப்ரிசியேஷன் நமக்கும் நின்று போயிடும். இன்னைக்கு வந்து உங்களுக்கு கேபிட்டல் அப்ரிசியேஷன் வந்து we are a developing nation. அதனாலதான் டெவலப்பிங் ஏரியால போடணும். அதே டெவலப்பிங் நேஷன்ல நீங்க சென்னையில வந்து சேச்சுரேட்டட் ஏரியால போடக்கூடாது, க்ரோயிங் ஏரியால போடணும், வேர் த டிராபிக் இஸ் மூவிங் டுவர்ட்ஸ் போடணும். ஸோ அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது ரியல் எஸ்டேட் இஸ் ஆல் அபவுட் அப்ரிசியேஷன் அண்ட் தட் கேன் ஹேப்பன் ஒன்லி இன் அ டெவலப்பிங் நேஷன் லைக் இந்தியா. இந்தியா ஏன்னா we are a self-reliant independent economy, we are a very robust economy on our own also. Our consumerism is also very good. There are lots of factors which is playing to the parameter. So that is why we say bet on India and bet on India real estates all the time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome. Yes. Okay. You will take Mr. Sundaram. Yeah, he says prevailing uncertainty in business, global business is making investment in gold and silver very attractive. Since the last 5 years, gold has appreciated by more than 100%. In this scenario, should we consider increasing investment in gold and silver?
Okay. கோல்ட் அண்ட் சில்வர் நமக்கு எப்படி ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி பிடிக்குமோ அதே மாதிரி கோல்ட் அண்ட் சில்வர்லையும் நம்ம எப்பவுமே பணம் போட்டுக்கிட்டு தான் இருக்கிறோம். எவ்ரிபடி டஸ் தட். But then it all varies. What is the percentage you'll be putting there? What is the percentage you'll be putting here? Obviously, gold is a little erratic. It'll keep going up. Sometimes it will drop. And we have seen that in the past also. So gold as an investment, on what size and scale will you do it, is not something that I would really go ahead and advise. Although a small portfolio is something that you can work on, you cannot work on a larger portfolio on that. It's going to be temporarily attractive, not permanently attractive. For instance, during this period itself, the prices, a lot of people have started dumping their gold because they were able to realize they wanted to liquidate. It has an easy liquidity situation, which I fully agree. But then that's the only part of it. Apart from that, appreciation is something that you'll have to wait and you're not too sure, because jewelry is not gold. Please understand that. Jewelry that you buy, adula kooly sedaran whether neenga kudukringo realization it's gone. So what you buy as gold is in the form of guilt, and that guilt is the only asset that you can treat as a gold asset. So let's have a clarity on that and let's not get confused. So how many of you people are going to be putting your money really there, more than it being a theoretical aspect? So you will obviously be moving towards the attractive asset and a long-term permanent asset being only investments in properties. And that's definitely a thing.
In main, in gold and silver, what I see is you can't leverage with a bank loan. 80% when I buy gold, I have to put, if I have 100 rupees, I can buy gold for 100 rupees. If I have 100 rupees, I can leverage bank my 100 rupees plus, if that is 20%, I can take 400 rupees from the bank and I can buy property worth 500 rupees. When I have 100 rupees, I can buy only 100 rupees worth of gold and silver. Real estate is the only place where I can leverage bank 80% at the lowest interest and build my personal wealth. So it has a lot of, and appreciation with rental yield. Your gold is not going to give you any rental yield. Your silver is not going to yield any revenue out of it. As well as appreciation in the long run, silver and gold is far superior. The basic factor is leveraging on bank at low interest is not at all possible with gold and silver or stock. Only real estate it is possible.
So I think we have one more question. Mr. Manigandan Tanir Malai.
That's last question, maybe that is.
Yeah.
It's a,
Yes.
I don't know whether Manigandan, you are there in line, or we should read out the.
Ramanathan, you just proceed to read it. Yeah.
Okay. அவங்க கேள்வி என்ன?
So investment in land usually considered for appreciation, but building is always considered as depreciation. So even if villa is recommended for investment, but the building which we should build be of traditional method of using cement and bricks, or can we consider other ways such as GFRP, containers, used material, etc. Okay, so let me split this question up. This question is, land is an appreciating asset, building is a depreciating asset. Then should we go in for that villa is the question that Mr. Tanir Malai is asking, the first part of it. Mr. Tanir Malai, to start with, your question is right. Land is the appreciating asset, building is a depreciating asset. But let's understand, A depreciating asset is the only reason, or rather the building is the only reason why the bank is going to fund. Otherwise the bank's not going to fund. Even if you have picked up a property which is just a plain land, the bank is going to say, I want you to construct on it and you can give me a commitment, only then I will fund on it, and if you don't, they expect you to repay the money on that day itself. So point number one. Point number two, the building is considered to be appreciating or depreciating purely dependent on how well you maintain it. Now, if I should again give you a personal example, all our properties that we pick up, that we buy, that we build are maintained extremely well because it's inexpensive. It's cheaper to maintain rather than to redo the whole thing after 30, 40, 50 years. நம்ம ஊர்களில் மெயின்டைன் பண்ணியிருக்கிற வீடுகளை பாருங்க, மெயின்டைன் பண்ணாத வீடுகளை பாருங்க. They've all gone the life of 50, 80, 100 years. If they're maintained well, they still survive it. If they're not maintained well, then you have a problem. So it all depends upon not depreciating asset. It depends upon how well you are keen in maintaining it. And just for information, Kamala Theatre is a 50-year-old asset. Please look at it. You'll be stunned to see how well we have maintained it. So that's definitely a part of how you look at it. And an appreciating asset is therefore a land and building, because that's what the bank funds and that's what you go out to dispose, and that's a safe investment. There are multiple methods that have come today in terms of construction, and those methods have also gone into, like, you get not just prefab, you get a totally concrete building today, which is your My1 technology, which has happened in high-rise buildings. And that's being followed by a lot of developers who do like 15 floors, 20 floors, 18 floors, because of the consistency and the quality that they will be able to achieve, and the longevity as well. But then it doesn't really differentiate or take away the longevity your current buildings have. It's, as I said, it goes back into how well you maintain it. So will market price be affected or buyers be affected, since prospective investors need to invest through bank payment channels only? I don't really understand that question. Bank channels only is what you always will have to pay. And that's the way, and that does not change anything. In fact, it's built up the perspective of the buyers and investors. Keithu, do you understand that question any differently?
No.
Manialan, you want to elaborate that question?
No, the actual question was, no, as you rightly said, bank payment channels. What I mean is, like, now earlier there were a lot of, see, after you, we made this demonetization and all this.
Okay. Okay.
They recommended to invest only through
Banking channels.
Banking channels, yes. So we
That's
always
ideal
like,
thing.
yeah, that's the ideal thing. That's recommended also, but still. After that, I could see some of my own properties, which I could find very less buyers in case when I wanted to liquidate.
Okay.
So because of this, so is it like this in the across the industry, or
No,
or related to the?
No, that's not the case. In fact, in the initial period of demonetization, there was a little bit of a lull, but then after that, it all went away. In fact, it started picking up. The reason is banks have become more comfortable. Banks have started to say, I will fund even for a buyer who's going to be a standalone buyer. It need not be from a developer. Like earlier, banks will fund only when there was a developer involved. Today, banks are willing to fund if there is just a one-on-one. There is a buyer, there is a seller. It could be an individual house, it could be an old house. They're still fine with it. They're going forward. Residential buildings, apartments or buildings, whether it is from a builder or from an individual, banks are today very comfortable in doing. Commercial, they're not comfortable in doing. So that's the difference. And therefore, if you've got a particular challenge, then it's a one-off challenge. That's not depictive of the market. In fact, it's better now. You could probably want to give it another shot.
Thank you, Anand.
Thanks. I think we exceeded 10 minutes. It's fine. And I'm back to Chokkalinganam for closing comments. I think your speaker is, your mic is off. You have to on your mic.
Thank you for the very interesting session. Thank you all for the very active participations. The very important word which are going around now is stay safe, stay home. I keep repeatedly hearing these words now. When we want our people to be safe, and I thought they should stay at home, right? And they should have a home. Then I was looking at who is making this home for us. Then immediately, two names and one name, which is VNCT, came in my mind. I thought they are the proper people to, make us safe at this point of time, because they make home for us. That's why I thought it's a good time to invite you here and then give a speech on that. One question which has never come up is that, how can we grow our investment? How can we grow our money? Nowhere around we are around saying that how can we grow ourselves? Is there any way we can look at it saying that while, rightly said by Geeta, saying that financial safety is what everybody is looking at. That's what our ancestors were also looking at. And what did they do for bringing that financial freedom so that as a human being, we'll become free and then we get developed also. Probably everybody is looking at saying that if our investment grows, it automatically brings the growth to us. That's what the belief is in. So we follow the belief. So the second thing was use of manpower. Use of manpower, I don't know where the power for the man lies in. We are now in the second word which we keep hearing is the social distancing. Social distancing is, I take it as physical distancing. While from a mind perspective, you need to become much more closer. Social distancing is becoming a norm now. So in the process, physically, we are not actually as important as we look like, because the man power doesn't lie on physical. His power lies on his mind and the way he approaches the society and the way he gets formed himself as a society. So the Bantimonium, in my views, has brought in a very clear thinking on our mind, saying that physically you need not be together. From a mind-wise, you need to be together to live as a society. That's what we are doing today. Things are very difficult. At this point of time, community needs help from the people who have knowledge on certain field for us to stay calm and come back to the normal situations. So how we are going to be together and bring a social strength while we are physically distanced is the questions. That's why we are having these things. We are always a giver, and we look for givers. And then in these particular sessions, the givers are, that Geeta and Nagu. Thanks a lot. The input which you have given to the people is really very useful. They will, where to put my money, where to put my mind, what should I do next, what should I do now, is a question in the mind of everyone. They look for clarity. The people who have already got that clarity, if they come and deliver it, they become more comfortable. They take on from there with easiness. That is the kind of easiness you have provided by speaking to the people today. That's a kind of a positiveness which you have brought in their life today. So thank you for joining us, because this is an effort which we have taken towards it, and you make our efforts and our objective as the one achieved today. So I am really happy about that. The second is one question which I wanted to answer was, which was Manigantan's question is it a good idea to put in investment only in villa, land and building, when land is growing and building is depreciating? I always look at this land and building as a house, husband and wife. Don't ask me who's depreciating, who's appreciating. Unless these two come together, there is no return. Right?
True, true, very
So,
true.
these two put together bring a value.
True.
Land alone cannot, sometimes doesn't get you a return, but land and building together make a value to us. This is just my way of looking thing at, and probably
True.
That's what it's happening. So land and building together, as rightly said by Nagu many times, that rate of return and appreciation both are there when you buy a villa, and when land and building comes together, because you have an appreciation on the land and you do have return on the building. So in my view, is investment in a property is like a cumulative deposit, where it's not, when you are investing there, you have a cumulative, like a deposit. That certain portion of it is accumulating for you in the future, and certain portion comes to you as a monthly interest on FD, which is like a return. So like our ancestors followed a system of having a portion of it investment into the property, and then becoming successful in their life. We thought we should follow that method, continue to follow that method. It's a time for us to talk about that. So thanks a lot. It's a very, very well delivered speech to us. Definitely will be useful to all of us. We will get connected with you more and more in the days to come in. It has created an opportunity to speak to the world at ease. So thank you, Gita. Thank you, Naga. Thanks for being with us. We are really grateful to you. Okay.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Chokalingamana. Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, entire NBIG, and all those participants who were part of this evening show. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves, and we'll be very happy if we can always be a part of your wealth creation. Just understand one thing, friends. Savings do not create wealth. Property buying alone creates wealth, and we need to be aggressive at it. We need to be doing what we are good at, and we are good at definitely earning, creating wealth, and we keep repeating it. We need to do it without a break, without a drop, and that's what is a true Nagaratar. Let's stick to that. Let's definitely move in as a community wherever we are. Chokalingamana was bang on. Wherever we are, we connect through the social distancing or whatever you call it or not call it. We are in sync on the mind and on the heart level. Let us know. VNCT is there in Dubai as an office, as a large team. We are here in Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore, Bombay, everywhere. And most of all, we are reachable 24/7. And we are a team and an army here to support all our clients. And we look at all Nagaratars as one of us. We are one amongst them. We are one. We're on one part of the table. So let's see how we can all grow individually and collectively, and that will be our might. I'm so happy to have been invited. Thank you for all the good words and the good evening. And we'll be very thrilled if we have been of good value to you people. We'll always commit to be a part of NBIG anytime. Just a call away and let us know. Okay. Thank you very much.
கீதா தான் ரொம்ப நல்லா கிளியரா பேசுவாங்கங்கிற ஒரு இதுல இருந்தேன். இப்ப பார்த்தா யாருக்கு தெரியுது. எங்க இருந்து வருதுன்னு இப்பதான் தெரியும்.
Anand, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for taking part in this beautiful session with us. And these are all interactive sessions where we learn together. We only share our thoughts and ideas, and we ideate together. We are such a lovely collective community, Nagaratar. NBIG is doing a fabulous job, which is very close to my heart. And thank you, Anand, and thank you, Chokalingamana. So thank you, Ramesh. And Chokalingamana வந்து எனக்கு துபாய் வந்து எனக்கு இன்னொரு வீடு மாதிரி எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிஞ்ச விஷயம் தான். அதுல வந்து நான் first call when I went to Dubai, when we had to set up our office, when we started in Dubai, the first call I ever made, I remember I will always remember for the rest of my life was to Chokkalingam Annan, the first call. And as a Nagarathar community, அவங்க வந்து அவ்வளவு சப்போர்ட்டிவா எனக்கு he mentored me through the whole thing. I will always remember it. Thank you, Annan. And so all that is evergreen memories, very close to my heart, and I'm very emotionally attached to NBIG and to Chokkalingam Annan and to everybody there. And all I can say, yeah, thank you all of you. I'm seriously very emotionally connected to all of each one of you. எனக்கு அது ஒரு வீடு மாதிரி தான். I miss Dubai so much. I miss all of you so much. And in the physical distancing, in the distancing அது கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு தான். This too shall pass and everything will be back. We are social, the human beings are social animals. So we need to meet, we need to rejoice, we need to celebrate. So that will also happen very soon. இது வந்து it's a very temporary phase what all of us are going through. இதையும் கடந்து செல்லுவோம் நம்ம. And everybody will come back safer, stronger, more better, more powerful. All individually as professionals and business, get more competitive, upskill yourself. It's all a mind game. Just don't give up on the mind and stay very strong in the mind. And if you don't give up, nothing is going to happen. So it's the power of the mind and power of the whole thing is only in the mind. So stay put there. Don't let anything defeat you. Don't let anything get to you. Grow above that and grow above all the challenges. We will overcome it individually and together. And this is also many opportunities are there. Keep looking your vision towards opportunities and keep looking at this as a very temporary phase. In a long journey of life, இது வந்து ஒரு short patch, ஒரு black swan patch in a personal life and a professional life. It happens. But அதெல்லாம் மீண்டு வந்துருவோம். அத வரும்போது தான் we grow in our competitive edge on an individual level, on a collective level, in a corporate level. So it is only the competitive edge which is going to take us forward. ஒரு organizationல நம்ம value deliver பண்ணோம்னா your job is safe. So all the time be the person which you can't be replaced. Be the company where your services cannot be replaced. Be the company where your product cannot be replaced. Be absolutely customer centric. And today it's all about compassion, being human, being empathetic. That's the way forward. That is leadership. That is on a personal level. And the only medication for all of this is positivity. Stay extraordinarily positive, more positive than normal times. That will get us through everything. I wish everybody a fabulous life and my prayers to each one of you. And எல்லாரும் நல்லா இருப்போம், தைரியமா இருங்க.
Thank you. It was a great evening. I think with this we close the session. Thank you all for attending. We will see in the next webinar, which we will conduct on possibly next Saturday. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.